Welcome back to our channel, 85 years of life, 6 marriages, and over 140 films. These impressive numbers describe Tony Curtis, one of Hollywood's most prominent stars. But behind the glamour and a successful career lies a life filled with turmoil and untold mysteries. Join us as we delve into the dramatic story of Tony Curtis, exploring his complex relationships, shocking scandals, and the legacy he left behind. Personal life. Behind the glamour of the stage and screen, Tony Curtis's personal life was fraught with difficulties and scandals. Tony Curtis faced severe issues with alcohol and drug addiction, particularly cocaine, which had a profound impact on his personal life and career. His addiction began in the 1970s and reached a peak in 1984 when Curtis was hospitalized for advanced cirrhosis due to heavy drinking. This incident made him realize the severity of his addiction, leading him to seek help at the renowned Betty Ford Clinic. Addiction not only affected his health, but also diminished his reputation and career. From being a top Hollywood star, Curtis gradually faded into obscurity, receiving only minor roles in B-movies. Film producers lost faith in his ability to work, plunging his career into crisis. Additionally, his addiction caused frequent conflicts with his children and wives, contributing to the breakdown of many of his marriages. Curtis also faced significant challenges in his family life. He admitted to being a poor father and not having good relationships with his children, especially Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee openly discussed the difficult relationship with her father, feeling a lack of genuine emotional connection. Ben Curtis, Tony's son, even refused to attend his father's funeral due to their strained relationship and unresolved conflicts. These emotional wounds not only hurt Curtis's children, but also created a significant rift in their relationships. Before his death, Curtis changed his will, removing all his children from the inheritance list and leaving his entire estate to his 6th wife, Jill Vandenberg. This decision sparked a major controversy within the Curtis family. Kelly Curtis and Allegra Curtis filed a lawsuit to challenge the will, alleging that Jill coerced Tony into changing it in his final days. They believe Curtis did not willingly make this decision and was influenced by Jill. Jamie Lee Curtis, although not participating in the lawsuit, expressed no resentment about being left out of the will, possibly because she had built her own career and wealth. Tony Curtis's grandchildren received a small portion of the estate, while his children received nothing, further fueling anger and disappointment within the family. Romantic relationships and marriages. Tony Curtis's romantic life was as tumultuous as his personal struggles, filled with complex relationships and scandals. Marilyn Monroe. One of the most scandalous relationships in Curtis's life was with Marilyn Monroe, who is still regarded as one of the most famous sex symbols in entertainment. Curtis first met Monroe in 1948, and they had an initial romantic relationship before reuniting on the set of Some Like It Hot. Their relationship was complicated and scandalous, with Monroe pressuring Curtis to marry her after she became pregnant. Monroe even considered divorcing her then-husband, Arthur Miller, to be with Curtis. Unfortunately, Monroe suffered a miscarriage, complicating their relationship further. Curtis wrote in his memoir, The Making of Some Like It Hot, that his feelings for Monroe began to develop in 1950 and were volatile and unclear. He shared, When I was in bed with Marilyn, I never, before, during, or after, knew what she was thinking. The complexity of this relationship left Curtis feeling confused and insecure. Despite their breakup, fate brought them together again on the set of Some Like It Hot in 1958. At this point, both were married. Tony Curtis was married to Janet Leigh, the leading actress in Alfred Hitchcock's famous film Psycho, while Marilyn Monroe was with writer and playwright Arthur Miller. Family obligations did not prevent them from rekindling their relationship. Tony claimed that that year, Marilyn became pregnant with him and revealed this to both men. I was utterly shocked, Tony wrote. I was dumbfounded and stood there like a statue. The atmosphere in the room was so silent that I could hear the tires screeching on Santa Monica Boulevard. In his book, Tony Curtis also recounted that Arthur Miller went to see his wife's doctor, and the doctor advised him not to be jealous, as the baby in her womb could only be his. When Curtis asked Miller what he should do next, Miller simply replied, "Finish the movie and get out of our lives." I stared at Miller for a few minutes, then glanced at her. Monroe was sobbing, Curtis wrote. Ultimately, he decided, "Fine, I can do that," and turned to leave. They never saw each other again. Shortly after, Curtis learned that Monroe had undergone an abortion, and he couldn't help but think that this tragedy contributed to her downward spiral. Monroe and Arthur Miller were together for 4.5 years before divorcing in 1961. That same year, in August, Marilyn Monroe passed away at the age of 36, with her death confirmed as a result of a barbiturate overdose. But her passing remains shrouded in rumors and mystery. After parting ways with Monroe, Curtis's marriage to Janet Leigh was fraught with difficulties and ultimately ended in divorce. Despite their initial passion, their relationship deteriorated over time. Universal International, the studio Curtis was contracted with, opposed their marriage, fearing it would tarnish Curtis's image as a handsome bachelor. Curtis suspected Leigh of having an affair with Frank Sinatra, which led to jealousy and suspicion. Leigh and Curtis had 2 daughters, Kelly and Jamie Lee Curtis, but marital conflicts overshadowed their family life. Their once celebrated marriage became another chapter in Curtis's tumultuous personal history. After divorcing Janet Leigh, Curtis married several times, each with its own challenges. He married Christine Kaufman, who had 2 daughters, Alexandra and Allegra, and was 20 years younger than him. After their divorce, Kaufman returned to Germany, but Curtis brought their daughters back to the United States without her consent. This action further complicated their post-marital relationship. Later, Curtis married Leslie Allen, and they had 2 sons, Nicholas and Benjamin. Tragically, Nicholas Curtis died of a heroin overdose in 1994, a devastating blow that Curtis later described as one of the greatest tragedies of his life. Curtis's subsequent marriages to Andrea Savio and Lisa Deutsch also faced many challenges, often related to his lifestyle and struggles with addiction. In his later years, Curtis found solace in his final marriage. In 1993, he met Jill Vandenberg at a restaurant, and they married in 1998. Jill played a crucial role in helping Curtis navigate numerous difficulties in his later years, supporting him through many personal battles. Curtis often remarked that he had never truly been happy in his marriages until he met Jill, whom he called the most beautiful woman he had ever known. Final years of Tony Curtis. In his final years, Tony Curtis continued to face many difficulties and controversies, particularly related to his estate and legacy after his death. After Tony Curtis passed away on September 29, 2010, Jill Vandenberg Curtis, his 6th and final wife, organized a large-scale auction of Tony Curtis's personal belongings on September 17, 2011. This auction included many valuable items and personal memorabilia, sparking controversy and questions about Curtis's true wishes. Items auctioned included the famous leather jacket from the movie Some Like It Hot, handwritten letters, personal keepsakes, Hollywood awards, and military medals. Notably, an Andy Warhol painting sold for $53,000, and the leather jacket from Some Like It Hot fetched $48,000. Additionally, a Firebird convertible and a Chagall painting were also sold. The auction raised over $1 million, part of which was used to support Jill and Tony's charitable activities. However, the sale of Curtis's personal items and memorabilia without prior notice to his children caused significant anger and controversy within the family. Allegra Curtis, one of Tony's daughters, publicly criticized Jill for organizing the auction without keeping any items as keepsakes for Curtis's children. She believed her father would not have wanted his assets handled in this manner. Alexandra Curtis, in an interview after the lawsuit concluded, expressed deep disappointment. She felt her father's legacy was not just about the assets, but also about family memorabilia, which Jill sold without considering their sentimental value. Kelly Curtis, who actively participated in the lawsuit, also felt betrayed and believed her father's decision did not reflect his true wishes. Before his death, Tony Curtis changed his will, removing all his children from the inheritance list and leaving his entire estate to his sixth wife, Jill Vandenberg. This sparked a major controversy within the Curtis family. Curtis's children, particularly Alexandra and Kelly, were very angry and confused about being excluded from the will. They believed Jill had coerced Tony into changing the will in his final days. Allegra Curtis publicly criticized Jill Vandenberg for how she handled her father's estate, suggesting Jill took advantage of Curtis's weakened state to seize his assets. Kelly Curtis and Allegra Curtis filed a lawsuit to challenge the will, arguing it had been changed under undue pressure and influence. Curtis's children claimed he was influenced by strong pain medications in his final days, impairing his decision-making abilities. Jamie Lee Curtis, one of Tony Curtis's famous daughters, did not participate in the lawsuit, but shared her feelings about the difficult relationship with her father. She stated that while she did not agree with being excluded from the will, she did not feel resentful and chose to stay away from the legal disputes within the family. The lawsuit dragged on for several months, with numerous hearings and evidence gathering. Ultimately, the court upheld Tony Curtis's will, confirming that he was mentally competent when he made the changes. This ruling left many in the Curtis family with lingering resentment and negative feelings, but they had to accept the outcome. Jamie Lee Curtis responded to the result by focusing on preserving her father's artistic and spiritual legacy, rather than continuing to argue over the assets. Childhood hard life. The controversies and difficulties in Curtis's later years were not the first challenges he had to face. From a young age, Curtis lived in poverty and endured many family tragedies. Tony Curtis, whose real name was Bernard Schwartz, was born into a Jewish immigrant family in the Bronx, New York. Curtis was born on June 3, 1925, in East Harlem, Manhattan. His parents, Helen and Emanuel Schwartz, were immigrants from Hungary. The Curtis family faced severe financial difficulties. His father was a tailor, and his mother, Helen, suffered from severe mental illness. She often exhibited violent and unstable behavior, greatly impacting the family's life. Curtis only spoke Hungarian until he started school, which caused delays in his education. The family lived in a small room behind his father's tailor shop, creating a harsh and cramped living environment. The Curtis family also faced numerous other tragedies. Tony's brother Julius tragically died in a traffic accident when he was just 12 years old. This loss left a deep wound in Curtis's heart. Additionally, his other brother Robert also suffered from mental illness and had to live in special care facilities. Due to the family's inability to support them, Curtis and his brother Julius were once placed in an orphanage. This experience left deep emotional scars and a profound sense of abandonment in Curtis. Throughout their time in the orphanage, Curtis and his brother faced many difficulties and challenges, but it was from these experiences that Curtis developed resilience and determination to overcome adversity. Tony Curtis of career and fame, from the struggles of his childhood to the heights of Hollywood fame, Tony Curtis's life story is a remarkable journey of resilience and transformation. Growing up in a poor Jewish immigrant family in the Bronx, New York, Curtis experienced hardship from an early age. His family struggled financially, and his mother's severe mental illness added to the chaos of his childhood. These struggles were compounded by the tragic loss of his younger brother Julius, who died in a car accident. Curtis often felt a sense of instability and emotional turmoil, leading him to confront challenges that would shape his character. These painful experiences ignited within him a fierce determination to overcome his circumstances, fueling his desire to succeed in the arts. After his service in the United States Navy during World War II, Curtis returned to New York with a renewed sense of purpose. While stationed in the Pacific, he witnessed Japan's surrender at Tokyo Bay, an event that marked a pivotal moment in his life. This experience instilled in him a sense of discipline and camaraderie that would later benefit him in the competitive world of acting. Upon returning home, he was determined to pursue a career in show business, believing that acting could offer him an escape from his tumultuous past. Signing a contract with Universal Pictures marked the turning point in Curtis's life. He chose the stage name Tony Curtis to distance himself from his past as Bernard Schwartz, aiming to create a new identity in Hollywood. His first roles were small, but his talent quickly caught the attention of casting directors. Curtis soon landed leading roles in iconic films, including Some Like It Hot and Spartacus. Throughout these early years in Hollywood, Curtis poured his heart and soul into each character he portrayed. The struggles and losses he faced in his youth deeply influenced his performances, allowing him to tap into a well of authentic emotion. Audiences connected with his portrayals of complex characters, and his ability to convey vulnerability and strength made him a beloved figure on the silver screen. Curtis's journey from a troubled childhood to becoming a Hollywood icon is a testament to his resilience and passion for acting, proving that even the most challenging beginnings can lead to extraordinary achievements. Tony Curtis's journey through the world of cinema is a testament to his exceptional talent and versatility as an actor. Emerging from the shadows of his tumultuous past, he captivated audiences with memorable performances in classic films such as Sweet Smell of Success, The Defiant Ones, and The Boston Strangler. In The Defiant Ones, Curtis's compelling portrayal earned him an Oscar nomination, solidifying his status as a serious actor in Hollywood. This recognition not only marked a turning point in his career, but also helped reshape public perception of him from a mere heartthrob to a nuanced performer capable of tackling complex characters. Transitioning from his acclaimed film roles, Curtis expanded his influence in the industry by founding his own production companies, Curtis Enterprises and Rayner Productions. This move demonstrated his ambition and desire for creative control over his work, allowing him to explore diverse storytelling avenues. His production ventures not only showcased his entrepreneurial spirit, but also highlighted his commitment to the craft as he sought to bring unique narratives to the big screen. Curtis's ability to seamlessly shift between genres, ranging from lighthearted comedies to intense dramas, reveals a deep understanding of the art of acting. As Tony Curtis transitioned into his later years, he discovered a profound passion for painting, which became a vital outlet for his creativity and expression. His artistic endeavors led him to organize numerous exhibitions where he showcased his works, attracting art enthusiasts and collectors alike. Curtis's paintings, characterized by vibrant colors and emotive themes, garnered attention in prestigious galleries, with some pieces fetching remarkable prices at auctions. Notably, his masterpiece, The Red Table, found a permanent home in the esteemed Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, a testament to his talent beyond acting. In addition to his artistic pursuits, Curtis and his sixth wife, Jill Vandenberg, dedicated themselves to philanthropy, particularly in the realm of animal welfare. Together, they founded the Shiloh Horse Rescue Organization, working tirelessly to provide sanctuary and care for horses in need. Their commitment extended beyond animals. They actively participated in projects aimed at preserving Jewish heritage and culture, particularly in Hungary. Curtis established the Emmanuel Fund, which focused on supporting Jewish cultural initiatives, ensuring that the rich history of his ancestry would not be forgotten. Through these efforts, Curtis not only enriched his own life, but also made a lasting impact on the lives of others, showcasing a different side of a man who had once dominated the silver screen. As we reflect on Tony Curtis's remarkable journey, which of his artistic or philanthropic contributions resonates with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Tony Curtis's life came to a close on September 29, 2010, due to heart failure, marking the end of an era for a star whose vibrant presence illuminated Hollywood for decades. His death came after years of battling health issues, including a notable decline in his physical condition. He had suffered from several ailments, including a chronic illness that limited his mobility and required frequent hospital visits. These struggles served as a stark contrast to the lively persona he projected on screen. Curtis's funeral was a poignant affair, attended by numerous celebrities and family members, reflecting the profound impact he had on those around him. Many of his fellow actors and industry peers spoke fondly of their memories with him, celebrating his contributions to film and the friendships he fostered over the years. The outpouring of affection at his memorial underscored not only his status as a legendary actor, but also as a beloved figure in the hearts of many. Curtis is remembered not only for his iconic performances in classic films, but also for his dedication to the arts and philanthropic endeavors. His contributions to film, painting, and animal welfare showcase a multifaceted personality that continues to inspire. Despite the challenges he faced, including family disputes and personal struggles, Curtis's legacy is one of resilience and passion. See you next our video. Tony Curtis's life was a mix of incredible achievements and deep struggles. From a challenging childhood to becoming a beloved Hollywood star, he left behind a powerful legacy in film and art. Curtis passed away on September 29, 2010, due to heart failure, marking the end of an era for many fans. His funeral was attended by numerous celebrities and family members, highlighting the impact he had on those around him. Curtis is remembered not just for his classic roles, but also for his dedication to art and charitable work. His contributions to the entertainment industry and his efforts in supporting various causes continue to inspire many. As we reflect on his journey, let's celebrate the moments that defined him and the legacy he created. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Tony Curtis's life. If you enjoyed this video, we invite you to watch more of our content to learn about other fascinating figures in history. Your support means a lot to us.